Hey, welcome back to the podcast. If you've ever felt like getting in shape was confusing, overwhelming, or just plain exhausting, then this episode is for you. Every day we're surrounded by fitness advice telling us to work harder, do more, and never miss a workout. But after coaching busy people, busy adults just like you, for years, I've come to believe we've been sold a lie. Today we're talking about what that lie is, why so many people believe it, and how letting go of it could completely change the way you think about fitness. So let's talk about this. The lie that we've been told. This is something I want to really challenge. This is big for me. This one's big because being a personal trainer, you deal with this on a daily basis. The lie isn't specific to a company. It's not specific to a person. It's not specific to really a belief. It is this, I guess it is more of a belief, but this thing that fitness has to be extreme, it has to be complicated or miserable to work it's a complete lie. It's a complete lie. So that's what I want to talk about, and that's what I want to challenge you today. So tell me this. I want to answer you this. Have you ever been one of these? Have you ever been this? More is always better. Longer workouts are better. Sweat equals success. If you're not sore, it didn't work. I've heard that one a lot. I wasn't sore, so it must have not worked. How many times I have a nickel for how many times I've heard that. You have to earn your food. This is another one. In my latest podcast, I talked about earning food or working out so you can eat. That's just silly. Missing one workout ruins everything. This is a mindset. This is a lie. These things are true, just lies. They're true lies, right? True lies. Have you ever believed one of these? Did it help you to actually stay consistent by believing these? I don't think so. I hope you answer it at least honest to yourself, because I know I've said some of these things and I've done this. I've always felt like I don't like to be sore. I'm going to be honest with you. I prefer not soreness. I don't want to be sore. I don't want to feel like I'm sore. It hurts to be sore. It hurts to walk around when you're sore. Soreness is an indication of being fit or having a great workout. And I always thought early on in my career, early on in what I was doing, that being sore really was. It worked. If I was sore, then it worked. Soreness is just your muscles telling you that you have not done this in a while. That's all it's telling you. It doesn't mean that you didn't break down muscle tissue in order to bring back the muscle tissue or grow the muscle tissue. It doesn't mean any of that. That's all it means, that you just haven't done it in a while. So let's say you'd had a leg day today and you went out and you squatted and you did leg extensions and you did Bulgarian split squats and you did walking lunges and you did glute bridges and hip bridges and all the bridges you could think about. The next day, if you haven't done that in a while, you're going to be sore. I just had a colleague. I just had one of my trainers here. She couldn't move. She couldn't move because she did that workout, and the next day she paid for it, and the day after. And she told me, she said, I haven't worked out like that in a while. Well, it doesn't mean that it didn't work if you weren't sore. It just meant that you haven't used those muscles in a while. So that's just a really personal story that for me, I used to think that, but not anymore. Definitely not anymore. I prefer not to be sore. It hurts, right? Have you been sore and it hurts? I have. And throughout the years, my coaching philosophy has changed. It has. I have grown up too. Also too, with sweat equals success. I'm not a big sweat person if I'm not getting my heart rate high enough. So if my heart rate isn't in, like, let's say if it's not at 140 to about 160, I'm not going to sweat very much. And I drink a lot of water. I drink plenty of water, but I'm not going to sweat very much. And so if I'm just doing a regular strength training workout, I'm not going to sweat. I'm not a big sweater. I just never have been. even when I was younger too, even when I was playing sports. I do sweat, but it was one of those like sweat equals success. And that's not true. And that's something that early on, I really faced that. But now my coaching philosophy has changed a lot. Sweat isn't an indication of success. Sweat isn't an indication of having a great workout. Sweat has nothing to do with it. Really, it doesn't. The problem isn't the effort that you're putting into this. The problem is believing fitness only works when it's extreme. That's the problem. And I want that lie to go away. I want it to go away. So why do we fall for it? Why do we fall for this lie? Why do we fall for these things? Well, obviously it has to do with marketing. We are always focused on the quickest fix possible. So we all want the magic pill. I know you do. I do. I have before. I've wanted the magic pill, but there's no such thing as a magic pill. There's no such thing as a quick fix. Not at all. So I did a lot of social media posts. So if you have followed Bustos Training through the years, I post on the daily. And it was interesting. I was watching a video of a guy, and I love to learn from people, and he was referencing how if you want to have more followers or get more followers, then it's going to require the day in and day out of you posting good quality content. And he was relating it to fitness or losing weight. In order to lose weight, there may be a month where you don't lose any weight. There may be 2 months where you don't lose anything. This is a journey. Even when you post on social media, you may not get a lot of followers the first month or the second month or the third month or the fourth month or the fifth month. But then you'll have a huge break. Then you'll have that break where you'll start losing weight, or you'll start getting more followers, or one of your posts will go viral, or you'll have a success in your workout. Like, I think we expect something to happen so quickly, and it doesn't happen quickly. This doesn't happen quickly. Fitness doesn't happen quickly. That's a lie. And I think the before and after transformations, just the other day when I was going through social media, through Instagram, I have some definitely comparison when I think about my clients. I'm like, man, my clients rock. They all rock. They get to the goal that they want to get to. Just today, I was training one of my clients that I've trained for 15 years, and she had a major accident when she went skiing. And when she went skiing, she hurt her leg. She had to be, I guess, airlifted to the nearest hospital off the mountain, and she really hurt her leg. But she was very fit. And today, so I think she tore her MCL, LCL, ACL, everything tore, but it was never bad enough to where she needed surgery. So she was able to get released from her physician, and we started doing more things, and we started doing some stuff. And now today, watching her, she's getting applauded because she's doing burpee box jumps with no pain. And she's also doing a 6-mile run for only 400 meters on the treadmill, which is a big deal to her because that's what she wants to accomplish. But even though I have these success stories, I still compare myself as a trainer to those when I'm swiping and I see a before and after of somebody with a huge weight loss, or someone that is now on stage preparing for a physique show or a fitness show. And I have that too. And I think that's a big thing. So before and after transformations are big. And another one is 30-day challenges. I mean, we live on a 30-day challenge, don't we? That's all we do. It's 30-day challenges, 30-day challenges, 30-day challenges. But those things, they only last for 30 days. But what about forever? What about keep going? The 6-week promises. I know I have a 4-week, we have a 6-week, we have all these different weeks, but what are you going to do after they finish? There's no promise to it. I never have promised anything. All I've ever said is if you want to be consistent with what you're doing, follow this. And then, like I've talked about, the social media highlights, they're all lies, guys. All of it is lies. So we're not going down that route. People aren't looking for easy. They're looking for hope. Unfortunately, many programs still sell excitement instead of sustainability. And this is what I wrote in my notes. So let me see that. Let me read this to you again. People aren't looking for easy. They're looking for hope. Unfortunately, many programs sell excitement instead of sustainability. Isn't that crazy? That they do. They do. So that is the big thing that I'm thinking about today is I understand that you're looking for hope, and I understand that you want something now, but I want you to know that you are going to have to put in some work. So I've had clients that have tried new diets, that have tried new things or have added things to their training. And I've told them, I said, I have no problem with you doing those things, but just know, can you sustain it in your life? Can it be something that fits your lifestyle? That's the big deal. And if it doesn't, then you're going to have to get rid of it. But if it does, let's keep doing it, right? Let's keep doing it. Because the fitness industry often sells what gets attention and not always what gets results. I'm not here for attention. I'm here to help you get fit. I'm here to help you get healthy. I'm here to help you conquer what you want to accomplish. That's my main goal. So let's talk about what actually works. I want to explain something. My training philosophy, Kate and ours, mine, coaching philosophy. We always talk about strength training. Strength training is a big deal. We post a lot, kettlebell training, dumbbell training, body weight training. We like 15 to 30 minute workouts. If you do more, that's great. I like that. I also like getting in the gym, and I like to strength train. I like to hit the gym for an hour. I like to get on machines. That's what I like to do. Not all my clients do it. But also, too, I can't train everybody across the world. So in person, and you may not know how to do certain things. So I try to keep it simple with kettlebell training. I try to keep it simple with dumbbell training. I try to keep it simple with body weight training. In order to hit the masses, that's what you have to do, because you're not in front of me. I don't see you every day. I can't critique you. I can't help you. So I want to keep it as simple as possible if you're doing my programs, if you're doing what we're trying to accomplish, if you're doing those things. So strength training is always going to be in there 3 to 5 days a week. We're going to hit it hard. We're going to pick some weight up. I'm getting older. You're getting older. So we're going to challenge ourselves. Walking's a big deal. Kate and I love to walk. We enjoy walking. Whenever we take my son to his football, his different practices, baseball, we go for walks. We enjoy that if we're not watching. Protein's a big deal. Last night I made some ground beef, little patties, and I had it on top of some rice and with some green beans. And I wanted the bread. I wanted it, but I didn't eat it because I was like, you know what? I don't need the bread. What's the point of the bread? I know it's high in calories. I know it tastes good. I know it's not bad for you, right? But it's high in calorie. I want to cut some poundage out. I want to cut some calories out. Sleeping better, man. Me and Kate have been talking about this. We sleep a lot better. We sleep a lot better when the kids don't come into your room and wake you up, right? You sleep a lot better when you drink water. You sleep a lot better when you eat protein. You sleep a lot better when you exercise. You sleep a lot better when you strength train. You see how these all kind of go hand in hand. And training consistently, that's another big deal. We're always going to train. We're always going to hit it hard. That's just our mantra. We want to challenge ourselves to be better. We want to challenge ourselves to be consistent. Not every day is great. Not every day is fantastic, but we're going to be consistent. But we're also going to allow flexibility. Flexibility is a big deal. We understand life happens, especially during the summer. Kate doesn't get to film as much with me. Kate doesn't get to be around the gym as much. She's taking care of the kids. She's making sure they get their practices. She's making sure that they get things going. She's taking care of the house. She's also working on her other businesses too. So there's a lot of times that flexibility has to be mandated. It has to be mandated. They're simple. But simple, the great thing about simplicity, it is repeatable. Repeatable. I tell my clients, and I just told one today as I finished off, I said, I understand that stress is big right now in your household, but guess what we're focusing on? We're focusing on simplicity. We're focusing on getting to the gym 3 days a week and getting your strength training in, making sure that you're sleeping. Are you doing those things? Are you drinking plenty of water? Are you adjusting to the stress that's in your life? That's a big thing, because here's the deal. I know it's boring. I know it's simple. But really, guys, really, boring is repeatable. Boring is something that you can do day in and day out. Boring is something that you want to attack. And in fitness, you can do the same 6 exercises, full body workouts, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, and you would be okay. Guess what? You're not a bodybuilder. If you were a bodybuilder, then you need to find a bodybuilding coach, because I'm not him. That's not what I do. Things change, guys. So you have to adjust to what your life is fit. So here's the cost. Here's the cost of believing that dumb lie that everything's got to be extreme. You got to sweat. That pain, no gain. So what happens when people believe fitness has to be an extreme? They wait until Monday. I can't stand when I hear that. I'm going to start my diet on Monday. I'm going to wait till Monday. They wait until life slows down. They quit after one bad week, and they constantly start over. Man, don't talk to me. You can't be my friend if you're a constant start over person. I'd rather you fail. I'd rather you get hit in the face. I'd rather you fall, get back up, and keep going than constantly start over. I don't like that. I don't like start over people. I don't like people that jump from restaurant to restaurant to restaurant to restaurant. I like to go to my places. I'm very loyal that way. Just an analogy. What if the real goal wasn't intensity? Instead, what if it was consistency? What if we just focused on consistency instead of like, hey, I got to lose 30 pounds in 6 months, or I got to lose 30 pounds before my kid's wedding, or what if it was different? What if it was just about consistency instead of about intensity of it? Because fitness, health, longevity should fit your life and not compete with it. It shouldn't compete with it. There should be no competition. This fitness thing should be so easy. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok has improved getting information out, but it's also hurt comparison, and it's also hurt with fitness because it's not all about that. If you want a six-pack, great, get you one. If you don't, great, don't get you one. But if you rather just be able to play with your kids, play with your grandkids, being able to do a burpee, climb a mountain, get off the mountain, go for a hike, do all those things, then strength training, keeping fitness simple is going to be something that has to fit your life. It has to fit. Here's the things I want you to remember, though. These are the truths that I want you to remember. Number one, you don't have to be perfect. Perfectionism doesn't exist. You don't need to be perfect for anything, for anyone. It doesn't exist. Stop it. Truth two, a shorter workout still counts. If you see our content, 15 to 20 minutes to 30-minute workouts, they still count. I just filmed one on YouTube the other day, 20 minutes, kicked my butt, but I felt empowered. That's what I want you to feel too. Number three, consistency always beats intensity. It always will. I'm sorry. I love intense workouts, but if I'm only doing one a week, come on now. Let's be consistent with what we're trying to accomplish. I want you to write those down if you get a chance. If you're listening to me on your radio, I'm so old school, in your car, write those truths, write them later, but write them down. You don't have to be perfect. A short workout still counts, and consistency always beats intensity. I want you to shift your mind, okay? I want you to think about this. Because after coaching people, this is in my notes, I wrote this down. After coaching people for years, I've realized that the ones who succeeded aren't usually the most disciplined or the most athletic, and this is truth. They're the people who stop chasing extremes and start trusting simple habits. I don't mix well with extremists. I don't. I'm not extreme. I'm not a very extreme person when it comes to these things. I'm simple, man. You would get bored with me. I think you'd get bored hanging out with me. But if you're listening to me to this point, you obviously like what I'm telling you. But that's where the real change begins, with simplicity. It really does. That's the truth I want to tell you. But just let that sink in, because I've coached thousands of people. I've done this for almost 20 years. And I'm telling you, it's not the most disciplined and it's not the most athletic. It's the people that stop chasing the extremes, and it's the people that start trusting simple habits work, because it's truth. I have a client that talks about her husband. She just talks about him, how he's trying different things. She's not dogging what he's saying. She's just saying she's proud that he actually does things, does different workouts, tries this, tries that, because she wants him to stay healthy. She wants him to be around forever, which I want all spouses to be around for their spouses. But when she tells me about these things, she tells me about how he's tried this, or he's tried that, or he's tried this one, and he's doing this, he's jumped to that. Man, I get overwhelmed. I'm like, man, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. Man, I'm so simple. I'm so boring. Man, he's exciting. right? But simplicity always is going to work. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. Simplicity is always going to work. Just let that sink in. So first off, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for listening to me today. Thank you for watching me today, whatever you decided to do. If today's episode challenged the way you've always thought about fitness, I'd love for you to follow this podcast and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Okay? Please, can you help me out if you can? And if you're ready for something, and since I can't train you all the time, I can't be with you in person. And if you're ready for something that takes the guesswork out of getting stronger, go over to BUSTOSTRAINING.com, BUSTOS training.com. Everything we create is built around helping busy adults stay consistent and feel great. Okay, that's what it's about. If you get a chance to, go on social media, go on YouTube, go on Instagram, go on Facebook, BUSTOS Training. We post daily. We get after it. It's like brushing my teeth. But thank you so much for listening. And I'll see you next time in our next episode. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, night, weekend, whatever you decide to do. Thanks for listening. See you later.